Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all please sit down, sit down. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to all that have joined us here today, to all that call this incredible city home, to members of the Tampa City Council, and to other distinguished guests. It is great to be back together in person. Woo, I tell you. And I must say, for those of you who have spent the last couple of years on Zoom meetings, I thank you for dressing appropriately from the waist down. Now, those who know me understand that I am not a politician. So I want to begin this State of the City by managing everyone's expectations. There will be no fireworks, no Mormon Tabernacle Choir, and no marching band. Because today is about us. It's about the current state of our city and our city government, and it's about our collective vision for the future. I can unequivocally say that the state of the city of Tampa is extraordinarily strong because the soul of our city is our people. Over the past 3 years, we came together and proved our resilience. Together, we not only overcame some of the greatest challenges we will ever experience, but we thrived. This is because during the midst of a pandemic, we didn't stop building. It's because at a moment when national and state politics seemed as divisive and divided as ever, the people of Tampa never forgot that we are more than our political parties or ideologies, that we are more than our differences. We are one Tampa, and we stood together. For decades, Tampa has aspired to be called America's next great city. Well, I will tell you this, Tampa, we have arrived. The rest of America has discovered Tampa. People from around the world have discovered Tampa, and no wonder. They are drawn not only to our lifestyle, but to our unique spirit. A city that celebrates the richness of our diversity and the strength of our community. A city that welcomes newcomers with open arms as we have for generations. From the 1800s to Ukrainian refugees today. A city that works together to face challenges while brimming with optimism. A city that Forbes has ranked as the #1 emerging tech hub, where entrepreneurs of all stripes want to start, expand, and move their businesses. A city where the best and brightest can find lifelong opportunities in their own hometown, that is attracting young professionals from around the country, and that has been consistently ranked as one of the top cities that people want to move to. We polled over 1,300 residents just last year, and more than 9 in 10 expressed trust in their local city government. 95% recommended Tampa as a place to open a business, and 95% as a place to move. Rapid growth has led incredible opportunities, but it has also made our needs that much more pressing. As we grow, the challenges are about looking out for future generations who will call Tampa home. Our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. It's about transforming Tampa's tomorrow and defining a clear vision of what type of city we want to be. The cities that will thrive in the future will find that greatness is rooted in resilience and community spirit. The people of Tampa are resilient, and our infrastructure must be resilient too, because our future depends on it. That's why we're investing in aging infrastructure like never before. And yes, that's why so many of us are putting up with the public construction projects as you travel around Tampa. The city currently has 103 active projects, which translates into $1.7 billion in investment in our infrastructure. Generations of future Tampanians will celebrate the city council members who, in 2019, approved the nearly $3 billion pipes project. We are replacing and maintaining water and wastewater lines that in many parts of Tampa are over 100 years old. It's all leading to a stronger, cleaner, more sustainable Tampa. Between water main breaks that close streets for days and old wastewater lines causing cave-ins, simply maintaining these old pipes would have been fiscally irresponsible. Those bold investments in our infrastructure and future would not be possible without Tampa's rock-solid financial condition. That explains how our already strong credit ratings have improved and how our bonds are so attractive to investors that we have saved tens of millions of additional dollars. Now let's talk about water. I believe that water will be the most valuable and precious resource worldwide in the next decade. And we must do all we can to ensure a regional supply for decades to come. And this is why we're focused on conservation. Pipes includes a citywide system of new water meters that will help us identify leaks immediately, not in days and weeks as it does now. And this will conserve millions of gallons of water. It's also why drought-proofing our city is so critical. We are currently working on a project called PURE that will help us withstand droughts, improve the health of our Hillsborough River, and comply with the new state law. I have to thank Councilman Charlie Miranda for his leadership on this issue. We are also doing major stormwater projects from South Tampa to Southeast Seminole Heights to North Tampa that will reduce the flooding that's caused by heavy rain. Now, we all know that housing must be resilient as well. Tampa's extraordinary growth and popularity have given us an unfortunate byproduct. Rising housing prices and a severe lack of affordable housing. Nothing more is important to me than alleviating this housing crunch right now. We cannot let those who have called Tampa home for generations be priced out. We also have to be realistic about our housing market. The only way to make housing affordable for people at all income levels is to build more housing that remains affordable. It's why I've opposed moratoriums and why we are engaging the community as we look to where and how to build the housing that our city needs for the future. As long as Tampa has a great quality of life, people are going to flock here. For every available apartment, there are 20 people that are looking to rent. People who want to buy homes are facing the smallest inventory in decades and cutthroat competition with other buyers, including deep-pocketed out-of-town investors who are driving up home prices well beyond what is affordable. My son is struggling to find a house that he can afford in a city that he was raised in. We are addressing this crisis from every possible angle. Public-private initiatives like West River and the Rome Yard projects, our infill program, land use and zoning changes, transit-oriented development, and everything in between. In 2019, I pledged that Tampa would create 10,000 affordable housing units by 2027. And between completed, planned, and under construction units, we're already over the halfway mark. Our financial assistance efforts, including rental and mortgage assistance and eviction protections, have helped nearly 5,000 people stay in their homes. In the last 2 fiscal years, we have appropriated over $100 million in housing-related funding, including $16 million in American Rescue money, and for the first time ever, $6.5 million from our own general fund. Tampa City Council recently passed the Tenants' Bill of Rights, and I signed it because tenants should be able to live wherever they want, regardless of their income source. We can also make housing more affordable by investing in workforce for better paying jobs and transportation solutions that reduce the need for us to depend on a car. Transportation is not just about getting people from point A to point B. It's a quality of life issue for all of our residents. And I won't sugarcoat it. We have got a lot of work to do. With every new resident and every new job comes increased traffic. And we do not want, nor can we handle that many additional cars. So we need alternatives, and our options are limited. We cannot widen our way out of this issue. But think about what we could do. Tampa could have a world-class transit system that serves everyone. We could have safe pedestrian and cycling opportunities like sidewalks and bike trails and newly paved and well-maintained streets. Tampa could have a transportation system that is our crown jewel, that provides mobility for all, connects to jobs and opportunities, and that is safe for everyone. For this vision to become a reality, it is absolutely critical that Hillsborough County voters pass the 1-cent transportation referendum this November. This would provide our city with the resources it needs to fix and build transportation systems demanded by our population. And at least 20% or more of that tax revenue would be paid for by out-of-town visitors. This will give us a dedicated funding source for transportation that, in part, is paid for by tourism. It would also allow us to have matching funds to secure federal infrastructure dollars over the next 5 years. So let's bring that money to Tampa. Even with our limited resources, we're making headway when it comes to transportation infrastructure. We created Tampa Moves, a visionary 30-year transportation plan for our community. We're making Tampa safer for pedestrians and bicyclists by completing projects like the Green Spine cycling track, complete streets, and over 30 other projects that are shovel-ready. We've resurfaced neighborhoods like Southeast Seminole Heights, Hampton Terrace, and Colbert Bayou, and streets like 34th, Davis Boulevard, and Himes Avenue just since I took office. The University Square, Ridgewood, and Tampa Palms Boulevard resurfacing projects are currently underway. We have also included improvements to help slow drivers down in our neighborhoods. Every maintenance project is an opportunity to improve the safety on our streets. We have secured $25 million in federal funding to build the West Riverwalk, which will connect West Tampa to Tampa Heights to downtown and South Tampa. Thank you, Congresswoman Kathy Castor. Working with FDOT and USDOT, we successfully secured a $25 million RAISE grant that will bring much-needed pedestrian safety and transit improvements to Tampa Heights. We've also secured a $65 million state grant to extend our streetcar, currently #2 in the nation for ridership and continuing to increase monthly. We're #2 in the nation behind Kansas City, and I think everybody saw what we did to them in the Super Bowl. So we'll be #1 in short order. The expansion of the streetcar will serve our rapidly growing urban core that is expecting more than 100,000 new residents and 250,000 new jobs by the year 2040. Our streetcar has gone from a tourist attraction to a viable form of transit. And finally, I'm so proud to say that Tampa has joined the Vision Zero network. We are committed to making our streets safer for all people, regardless of the mode of transit that they choose. Another critical aspect of the city's infrastructure are the many facilities that serve our residents. We are bringing our city services to the community. We're making it easier for residents to access everything from building permits to affordable housing programs. Our historic investment in the city center at Hannah will turn an abandoned eyesore into a beautiful community gathering place in East Tampa. It will also eliminate millions of dollars in rental payments for services currently scattered all over our city. In addition to plenty of green space, City Center at Hannah will include a proposed culinary arts and a mechanical workforce development program. The construction itself will include an unprecedented amount of participation by minority-owned firms, and we are very proud of that. Housing is also more affordable when people have better-paying jobs. Tampa is focused on training our next generation of small business owners and skilled workers. I'm proud to have worked with Luis Vieira to pass an ordinance that requires state-approved apprentices on city projects. When someone learns a trade, it's not just an hourly job, it is a valuable skill for many in our city that one day can lead them to owning their own businesses. I'm very excited about a program we launched in 2021 called Tampa Works. Tampa Works is a one-stop shop connecting people to jobs and resources like childcare and job training. It connects people to resources and opportunities in high-demand industries such as healthcare, construction, hospitality, and technology. Our Economic and Business Opportunity Office has made great strides to ensure women and minority-owned companies have an equal opportunity to access city business. We increased the number of sheltered market contract awards for such businesses by 25%. Our workforce team is also helping people with a prior record re-enter the workforce, offering them a second chance at life. Now, as we look into the future, our focus must remain on creating a city that is resilient and sustainable. In 2021, I named the city's first Resiliency and Sustainability Officer, Whit Rimmer. He's doing an incredible job, who is helping, yes. Whit is helping lead our city's efforts to increase the use of renewable energy, protect and enhance our coastlines, and work with city departments and the community to fortify our infrastructure. That's why our city center at Hannah will be outfitted with hundreds of solar panels. Our precious springs are being restored, and our green spaces reimagined for a changing world. Just a few weeks ago, we distributed 1,000 trees to residents in the city of Tampa. That's right. Our tree canopy, our world-renowned tree canopy must be preserved and strengthened. At the core of everything that we do is resilience. But at the end of the day, what impacts Tampa residents the most is our quality of life. Low crime, public safety, great parks, and arts and culture. TPD has led the way for so many years, partnering with our citizens to produce one of America's safest cities our size and have the lowest crime rate of any major city in the state of Florida. And our new police chief, Mary O'Connor, is Chief O'Connor is leading the charge to ensure that every resident feels safe regardless of their neighborhood or income level. We understand that economic development and hope are crucial to preventing crime, but also that public safety is a prerequisite to economic development. To lift neighborhoods up for future generations, we need to end the violence that we see happening today so that we can remain a safe city for all. Now, under the leadership of Fire Chief Barbara Tripp, yes, the brave men and women of Tampa Fire Rescue responded to more than 90,000 calls over the past year. Working with City Council, we funded 21 replacement vehicles for Tampa Fire Rescue Fleet, and we will be investing in more units so that we can reduce those response times and continue serving with the highest quality of public service that Tampa Rescue is known for. And as you may have seen on YouTube or the news, they've even rescued a few kittens along the way. Tampa's parks play a huge role in our quality of life by bringing people together. I am so proud of our Parks and Rec team for winning the National Gold Medal Award for Excellence in Parks and Recreation Management. I haven't seen it, but I've been told Sharisha Hills wears that medal around her neck on the weekends. It's well-deserved award, well-deserved. We're moving forward on renovations all across our city. This comes as we develop a master plan to ensure our parks properly serve our entire city for generations to come. These parks serve our children, our seniors, and all of our neighborhoods. Tampa is nothing without our neighborhoods, and I am so glad we are back together and fully engaged after COVID. Under the leadership of Janelle McGregor, the Community Engagement Department continues to look for creative ways to bring government to the people. And if you haven't joined one of my monthly neighborhood Coffee with Castor discussions, I hope to see you soon. Now, nothing showed Tampa's resilience better than our city's response to COVID-19. While other cities completely shut down, erupted in lawsuits, anger, and fear, Tampa worked quickly and aggressively to protect and balance the health and wellness of our residents and our businesses. And I know I see representatives from Hillsborough County here. We worked closely with Hillsborough County to take important steps to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. A USF analysis concluded that this reduced the number of cases in the Tampa Bay region by 1.5 million and saved thousands of lives. We brought vaccinations to vulnerable communities and set up testing sites at locations throughout our city. One of our greatest achievements is that we did not see the same level of COVID disparities in Tampa that other cities saw. We launched a program called Lift Up Local to help businesses reopen in a safe way, including making it easier for restaurants to serve customers outside. And after widespread vaccination, Tampa's economic recovery was one of the fastest in the nation, outpacing every single city with the exception of Austin. People returned to work faster. Household incomes have increased over 19%. And from that difficult day in March of 2020, when one of the first COVID cases in Florida was right here in Tampa, a top priority of my administration was to prevent COVID outbreaks among our critical teams. These are the people who provide our city with clean drinking water, pick up our trash and recycling, respond to emergency calls, and the men and women who continued to protect and serve. To our City of Tampa family, myself, and our entire community owe you a debt of gratitude. I received so many calls about our staff going above and beyond during the pandemic. One example is Rochelle Jenkins, a solid waste driver. She was a beacon of hope for many senior citizens throughout our quarantine, regularly picking up on, checking on them and picking up their trash, even taking it out to the curb for them. Likewise, our Parks and Recreation heroes kept checking up on their senior center regulars that had been stuck at home. This is how we made it through the pandemic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tampa is a great American city. It's a city that knows how to win and understands the importance of teamwork. Whether it's the Stanley Cup, the Super Bowl, or our multiple high school state championships, here in Tampa, we support our teams. We are also a city that supports arts and culture at levels only seen in world-class cities. We're investing over $150 million right now to expand our Performing Arts Center and the Tampa Museum of Art. We are a city that understands the social and economic benefits of the arts. We are a city that will always stand up for the rights of all of our residents. Those who feel that their fundamental American rights are threatened, especially women, people of color, and our LGBT community, know that Tampa has your back. We are a city that is on the map, but we must understand that we are at a turning point. I was born and raised here and firmly believe that this city is going to change more in the next decade than it has in my entire lifetime. We see what these changes are every single day. How many other cities are building entire brand new and vibrant neighborhoods the way we are? Gasworks, Tampa Heights, Midtown, the Rome Yard, and Water Street. But change can also be difficult and present challenges. This moment in time presents us with enormous opportunities as well as responsibilities. We can choose to be a city where households of all income levels have housing opportunities and choices. We can choose to be a city with world-class transit and safe options for getting around instead of growing potholes and traffic jams. We can choose to be a city where better jobs reward hard work and lift families out of poverty and into the middle class. And we can choose to be a city that puts the quality of life for our residents first. It is the job of this administration and this city council to bring Tampa together, to harness our collective strengths as a city and to meet this moment. It's the job of this administration and this city council to do everything that we can to ensure the choices we make today lead to a resilient city of tomorrow. What Tampa will become and what type of city we will be for generations to come is dependent on what we do today. It will take each of us working together to ensure that we transform Tampa's tomorrow. Thank you all, and may God bless.